Hi, my name is Krista Hamilton, and this is the online economics and personal finance course. This is going to be a video that's going to outline the overview of the course and how the software platform that we're using is set up and a little bit of the requirements of the course. This is kind of the first of several videos that you are going to be viewing. Each one will address different components of the course. Um, Kind of the one thing I'll show you, kind of some overview of the Canvas environment that we're in. This is your home page. Down here at the bottom, there are some quick access to the modules. So depending on where you are, you're working through the different assignments. Personal finance is modules 7 through 16. Economics is modules 1 through 6. And each module consists of lessons. So we can click on module 7 and we can see the different things that are included in Module 7. As we scroll down, you see it's got lesson 82, 83, and so on. Now, each of these lessons that you have 5 different components to them. There are opening activities, objectives, your content, application, some assessments, and then the assessment is followed right here. This is kind of just a view page. Notice that some of these things you have to view. This says viewed because I already viewed it. This says done. You have to mark it done. It kind of gives you what actions you're going to have to take through the course, and then you have to submit this assignment. Now, as you kind of scroll down, I'll just give you an overview of the modules. You can see when I hit down here at about lesson 90 in these modules, you see how I've got checks, checks, checks. This one does not have a check. It's telling me that I need to submit it. Then you can see that this is grayed out. You can't move forward through the course without completing the things that come before. So that is one difference that we've now incorporated into the course, that you have certain things that you need to do as you work through the course. Now there will be a separate video. Let's look at the kind of grades for the course and the overview, and kind of give you a little information on that, on the different components of the course, and there's going to be a separate video for each of these components. Now, in both the economics and the personal finance course, your grades are going to live here in your grade book, and you'll have items that, notice that here this says out of 0. So this was really just a view. This is just telling you what things are due and what you're doing on this day. In the school year, that'll usually say week 1 and then a date range. The summer, each day is a week, so it just says July 22nd. So these are things that you had to do before you begin the course. These are things to begin the course on that day. And then you have assignments that are due. Honor policy signatures, you can see it's worth 10 points. If you've submitted it, you'll have a little icon here, which basically just means that I haven't graded it yet, to give you a grade for that. Here you have your evaluating. This is one of the lesson assessments. And this person, which would be me, because I was just randomly answering, got 2 out of 10. And so there will be things that you can do with that. So taking a look at each of these categories. So over here on this side, you'll see how your grade is going to be calculated for the semester. Both economics and personal finance are semester courses, and you will receive a half Maggie Walker credit. You do not get a full year grade. So if you are in personal finance, you are only going to have the personal finance assignments. And you'll notice that the ones that say economics at the bottom are 0%. If you look here, you'll see that the first quarter assignments is 20%. Your first quarter quizzes are 10% of the semester. Your personal finance first quarter test is 15%. And then you have your assignments, your quizzes, and your tests. Now, as you're looking at that, that basically tells you that there's 4 different components to completing this class. The first component is going to be completing lessons. The second component is going to be the lesson assessments. The lesson completion and the lesson assessment is kind of like your class time in the course and your homework for the course. Those are going to be pretty much the open note, open book assignments. And we're going to give you, the next video is going to be the instructions and honor policy for lessons and lesson assessments, which is how do you complete the class and how do you do your homework for the class. Now, in addition to the class time and homework, the lessons and lesson assessments, you are also going to be taking quizzes and tests. After a certain set number of modules or set number of lessons, Each module might consist of, say, 8 or 9 lessons. You will take a module quiz on that entire group. The module quiz has its own honor policy and instructions. It is not open note, it is not open book. There will be a video that is going to address specifically the module quizzes and the module tests, or I'm sorry, the quarter tests. And they kind of go up in level of how much they count. So clearly, like here, your first quarter quizzes are only going to be 10% of your semester grade. And I believe there's 3 or 4 of those in the first semester or in the first quarter. And then the first quarter test, you take 1 quarter test. And so that's 15% of your grade. So you'll notice the test is obviously worth more. So the next thing you will do is watch the video for instructions on the lessons and lesson assessments. And then you'll watch a video for instructions on the quizzes and tests and how to complete those items. But pretty much you're basically just going to work your way through the course by choosing, going through, hitting the next button. So like if you go to the home screen, just to kind of show you this, you can come over here and the important thing would be the activities to complete before beginning the course. That would be the first thing that you're going to look at. Typically this assignment, you'll notice it has 0 points. This is really just giving you information about what you're doing this day. If it's during the school year, it'll be what you're doing this week. And so this one are some items that you're going to be working on through this. I have put links in here, and you can click these links to download, and you can click here to watch these, but pretty much these links are not really completely necessary. They're just there as kind of a summary page for you. What you want to do to actually do the items is you would hit the next button down here at the bottom, and then that will take you to each of your items that you're going to do. Now, some of these items that will, if they need to be marked as done, you'll see that there's a little tab up here at the top that you will mark as done when you are complete. Right now, there's no content in this video because this is the video that I'm creating right now. I will upload that, and after you finish watching this video, you will mark this as done. Just to show you what it looks like when there's actually a video in there, here's the second video that you're going to be watching. Instructions and honor policy for lessons and lesson assessments. And like you'll notice here that it says that it's not locked and it's not unlocked. And so you're like, well, I can't do it. You need to go back to the previous page and notice it says that you must mark that this one is done. So there is an order now to how you work through the assignments, and you must complete things before you may move on. So when you're done with this, make sure you mark this as done. And then when you hit next, you'll see that it is now unlocked, and I now see a video that's here. So if at any point you're hitting next and moving forward and it says that it is locked, that means you need to go back and make sure you've completed a prerequisite. Then for the video, you can just click play, and this is the video that's on how to do lessons and how to do lesson assessments. The next one, again, in order to see it, I'm going to have to mark that as done. Obviously, you would have to watch it first. A little bit about the honor policy. Obviously, I know how long the video is. I can see when you open this assignment. I can see how long you are in this assignment. And so if you mark it done, but you haven't watched the 15-minute video, then you are clearly not completing the course. Watch the video that is there because there's important information in these videos. Again, you can hit play and it's ready to go here. You'll mark it as done when you're done, and you'll continue through the course in that fashion. At any time when you're trying to submit something, like for example, some assignments are going to ask you to submit, and I've submitted this once. There's basically, like I'll just show the resubmit. So here's the resubmit. Notice there's another link right here for the honor policy. So if you didn't get it in the first one, you have it again here so that you can download it. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to upload, choose a file, a PDF scan of this document with the signatures, or a picture of it, like a JPEG. Take a picture with your phone and upload the JPEG. So you can like email it to yourself and put it on your computer and upload it. So something along those lines in terms of getting that done. Once you have submitted that assignment, you can just go next, so cancel out of that, next, leave. And then it'll go to the next assignment. And again, I've already submitted that. Now, once you have done all of the items that are in the before you begin course, then you'll be ready to go to Module 7. And so it also, here's July 22nd, activities to do today. You'll continue going through the course. Now, what I did for Module 7, I'm just going to click on that to kind of show you. You'll notice here that Module 7 right here does not say any prerequisites. Because what I wanted to do was to give you, I know this is the first day of the course, that these items need to be completed, but I did not want to make them have to be completed before you started the actual module 7, because some of the signatures you might need your parents to get home from work and you can upload that at night. So what happens for this one is you'll notice that while it's not a prerequisite for module 7, but when you get down here to module 8, you scroll through, and as I've done through this, I've worked through several of these to kind of show you an example for the test student of working through the material. And then you'll see down here in module 8 that the prerequisites are that you must have completed module 7. And I also added in that you must, by that point, have completed the intro to the course activities. So your syllabus signatures and things like that, you kind of need to be paying attention to as you work through it. Now, each of these items actually has a due date. I'm going to scroll down here to kind of show you what it looks like before you've done it. So you'll notice here that like this one, lesson 90, this is due on July 24th. And it should say at 9 a.m. I think if you click on it, it'll say that's due at 9 a.m. in the morning. So it kind of tells you what you need to do. You need to view the opening activity. You need to view this. You need to do the content. Anytime it says mark done, that means there's actions that you need to take within that and complete it. Then you have to view this, you have to submit this. So it's kind of will walk you through the course of the things that you have. And like I said, and you can't move forward unless you are going to have completed the items that came before. So that is, sorry, my Alexa thought I said something. So you are kind of required to move forward. Now, in terms of due dates, there is the policy that you are going to be penalized for late submissions. And so each of the items that you have, what it's set up is that it will automatically deduct 10% for each day that you are late. And then if you are 3 days late, then of course that would be 30% off. And that is the max deduction that you're going to have, is that 30%. However, I will talk about that you can't move forward until you've completed the items that came before. And so you want to be very careful about the domino effect of having everything be late because you have fallen behind in the course. You also need to make sure that there are certain like deadlines that you have to take the test by a certain time. You have to take the exam on the exam date, that you're not going to be able to go beyond that exam date. So you have kind of a hard deadline that you need to have everything completed so that you can take the exam on the exam date or the test on the test date. So you do want to make sure that you get these items done so that your quizzes and your tests, especially those higher ticket items, are not being penalized because you have not finished them. And then the course is going to finish very quickly after the exam. The exam will be administered. Like for example, in this class on August 8th, it will be available from 9 to 4. You might be able to turn it in late, somewhere between 4 and midnight, but pretty much after the midnight of that day, it's going to be cut off. The course is done. Whatever grade you have is the grade that you have. So you do want to make sure that you keep up with the items in the course. All right. So hopefully this gives you a good overview of kind of where you're going to be going and what you're going to do. So essentially, and you hopefully have figured out what's going on here, is that you hit home and then you came over and you clicked on activities to complete before, and you've now started going through the next and next and next and next to complete the course. Good luck. If you have any questions, please email me. If you have any tech issues, please use the tech support at Virtual Virginia. They're the first line for issues with Canvas and with the Virtual Virginia environment. Please email me if you have specific questions. There are times where there may be mistakes. You can certainly email me and I'll try to kind of address those as we go. So good luck, and you may begin the course.